Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Emmy Grimes. I'm an educator and advisor here at Senergy Medical Group. We have Oscar Serrano with us today from the Tennant Institute. Welcome. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you. We're going to be discussing the Vasper Machine, the latest and greatest state-of-the-art equipment that the Tennant Institute offers. Really excited about this topic. Oscar, I'm so pumped. We are talking about the Vasper Machine.
Yes.
So let's kick this off. What is the Vasper Machine?
Yeah, very good question. So it's a version of kind of like an elliptical, along with compression wrappings that have actually filled with ice water while you're doing it. The purpose of it is actually with these compression wrappings, kind of think of like a blood pressure wrap filled with ice. We put 2 on your legs, 2 on your arms, and this compression wrapping essentially cuts off flow to your legs and your arms, essentially forcing your blood flow to go in the torso and to the brain.
Awesome. So what does it stimulate in the process of doing this? Does it promote it?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So this machine actually is helping with stimulating growth hormone, which is something that we're actually using as children when we're growing. Obviously, when we're adults, we don't have as much.
Right.
And we don't produce as much. We don't require as much. But using this machine actually helps the pituitary gland kind of release all of the growth hormone available. And because we're not growing anymore, we're actually going to use that growth hormone to heal, So, this is actually what athletes get in trouble for using HGH. This machine is essentially biohacking your body into producing this hormone on its own.
I think we have a video we're going to showcase here in just a second, too. I would love to show you guys kind of what this looks like as well, because it's super sophisticated in technology. And something else, Oscar, the Tennant Institute actually did customize it, right, to showcase with the actual equipment that you guys have, right?
Absolutely. So one of Dr. Tennant's sons actually customized this machine so that, and you'll see it coming up in the video here, the hand grips where he's holding on currently actually have metal wrappings around it. The foot plates, which you'll see in a bit, are also made of metal. So they have been wired in to do hand grips and foot plates. So you're actually charging while using this machine.
Wow.
And it also has 2 biotransducers set up in the back. So you're actually getting some of that going as well.
Wow. So I have to ask the question, does it make you skinny?
It does help. It is physical exercise. And it does have multiple settings. So to answer your question, yes, it can. However, the main purpose is for that growth hormone. Now, if you think about what your growth hormone is doing, indirectly, you will lose weight because of the growth hormone available. It's essentially helping your body recover and heal. Not only that, it helps balance and promote other hormones as well, including things like testosterone, which is a major thing when working out. Has a lot to do with how much fat you can burn, how much muscle you can build up. So very important in that sense. And it's more about what it's doing chemically than it is more so about the physical workout.
So that brings me to my next question. Like, who's the best candidate for this equipment? I mean, is there any type of restrictions on that?
Yeah, that's a fair question. No, to answer you, anybody can use this. I occasionally have Dr. Tennant jump on it. He really likes to use it himself.
That's good.
So he'll go in there. We'll put it on a setting called Freebird, and essentially he can just kind of go as fast as you can. It's not about sprinting. It's not about going fast. Yeah. So if you see right on the hand grips is that little metal straps. And you're actually sitting on an ice chair as well.
Wow.
Essentially, your whole body is being cooled. And what this is actually doing is creating lactic acid in the body, which the brain absolutely loves.
Very important too, right?
Yeah, by boosting your lactic acid, you're actually helping your body release more hemoglobin, about like 10% more. Hemoglobin is what is carrying the oxygen in the body. So And just to kind of throw that in there, you see that white bag in the back. We actually run this machine with oxygen. So what we're doing is anytime you're working out, your body is requesting oxygen. So what we're doing is we'll actually give it some, we'll provide it with some. And then this way your body can actually kind of open up all these receptors to that oxygen. And essentially you're maximizing oxygen. Whenever you can boost oxygen, you're also boosting voltage.
That's awesome. So, in terms of like the therapy itself, and when you're doing this, what's the time frame, and how many times does a person do this type of equipment, or does the machine itself?
Yeah, so the equipment, you can use it daily if you were to have it. I know Tony Robbins uses it daily. He has it available to himself, so why not? What we recommend is, if you're going to be coming into the office, at least maybe 3 times in the first week, just to really get that pituitary gland going. And then after that, you could do it, once a week, just to kind of sustain the results that you're getting from it. And really anybody can use this. Like I said, Dr. Tennant has used it. We have athletes that use this, players from the 49ers use this. So the machine is capable from elderly and out of shape all the way up to professional athletes and anywhere in between. So
that's fantastic.
And if you notice here on the sides, it actually has leg support. So even people that have difficulty moving around, difficulty with range of motion in their legs, this machine actually provides some of that support so that you don't necessarily have to work your legs that hard and you're still able to do this equipment.
That's awesome. So after somebody does a therapy session with the Vasper, what happens after that therapy session? Do they go home or do they do another session?
Well, immediately right after, about 20 minutes after the Vasper session, we actually have a cooling bed that we put you on. This is essentially an ice bed. You lay down on it. Because your body has been active for the last 20 minutes, it is warm. So we actually cover you in a blanket, put you on an ice bed, which sounds kind of crazy, but the purpose of this is to help your body cool back down. Think of it also as kind of icing your body after a workout, right? It helps the recovery process as well.
That's huge. And I think I also want to notate that this is equivalent to doing a 2-hour workout in 20 minutes, right?
Correct. From a hormonal standpoint, not from a calorie standpoint. So, don't think, hey, I'm doing 20 minutes and I'm getting 2 hours of workout. But chemically, hormonally, yes, it is about a 2-hour workout because of the advanced technology that it has.
So the ice bed is so beneficial because essentially you probably would be sore if you didn't do that. And then this allows the body to just...
Right. It's more about a recovery process with the bed. If you think about it, your body uses a lot of voltage to recover from anything, really. So by minimizing the damage that you're doing to it, you're actually improving its overall being by, one, providing oxygen during the actual use of the machine, and then by icing it and cooling it down.
It's afterwards. Just overall healing process. So are there any side effects that can happen after doing this therapy?
Yes, you could have, and if you see it back there, that's the cooling bed back there, which also, by the way, has a crystal bed. So while you're laying there, we turn on the crystal bed and kind of let this crystal bed with very specific frequencies, kind of like a biotransducer, just kind of hover over you and use exact frequencies to treat these points.
Wow. So it's even more invasive in the healing because you're addressing those meridian points at every single point with a transducer on that frequency itself.
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
So, the oxygen, the transducer, the crystal bed, the icing.
Oh, we got a question
for the recovery.
This is a good question too, to kind of correlate what we're talking about. What are the benefits of adding the biotransducer to the machine?
So one, we're boosting voltage. Two, prior to that, we were using oxygen, which is also helping boost voltage. So we're essentially maximizing the ability of our oxygen use by, one, correcting polarities, two, really essentially helping the body recover. In the bed, it's more of a recovery process than it is a physical active kind of moment. So in this portion of the workup, it's actually designed to help heal the body more than it is to engage it or activate those hormones.
Wow. Okay, so the big question is, what is the cost per session?
So we have two types of packages. We have one that costs $90, which is just the use of the machine itself.
Okay.
And we have another one that costs $130. And this one includes the LiveO2, which is the oxygen bag, which in all honesty is probably the best way to get it, just because one, you're maximizing everything that you're doing. And then that way you're not kind of cutting any corners, really,
Absolutely. That's huge. And you'll have a special going on. I heard that if you buy 3 packages, you get 1 free.
Yes, this is correct. So the first 3, like I mentioned, is more about getting that in about a week, just to kind of get the ball rolling, get that pituitary gland going. And then after that, you could return weekly, just to kind of sustain that. And I'm sorry, I know you mentioned some of the side effects, so I'll kind of bring that up. One of the things is this is a workout, so something natural and normal is to feel a little sore, a little run down, not as bad, obviously, because of all the ice compressions and ice bed.
Right.
So soreness is normal. I have personally noticed some fatigue. Sometimes when I use it, I feel really run down, kind of like I'm crashing.
Yes.
And we essentially attribute that to a depletion of hormones. It's your hormones kind of rushing into the body. It's really a lot happening. And so you feel really fatigued. Typically, you notice the benefits maybe later that day, the day after, as a rush of energy kind of. And essentially, it's these hormones kind of taking place and giving you a boost. And that's kind of where you're feeling it. So
that is awesome. Well, that's fantastic, because I'm so excited about this equipment. And then not only that, having the added value of Dr. Tennant's equipment added into it is even better. So guys, you've got to get a session as soon as possible. I know I'm booking my appointment. And also we have a surprise. We're going to showcase, we have someone that actually recently did this therapy, and I want to share with you her testimonial after doing the therapy sessions. So we're going to pull that up here. Actually, we may be putting it in the link in the comments below. I apologize. I think it doesn't allow us to view sound. So when you have a second, click on that link in the comments below. This is a fantastic video showing you what her experience has been during and before and after doing this. So really cool. I would encourage you to go check that out. Oscar, let me see if there's any other questions we have out there. Oh, here's a good question. What particular ailments that it helps with specifically?
Yeah, fair enough. So one, it's engaging you in a physical activity, which is helping release things like endorphins, more of the hormones that you're going to require for just daily function, things like testosterone, things like estrogen, things like thyroid hormone. Primarily, it's about the growth hormone. That's really the key. That's something that really nothing else on the market is doing. Essentially, growth hormone, it's kind of like your own version of a stem cell.
Really?
And your body's going to use that accordingly. Wherever it needs to go, that's where it's going to go. So in that sense, I want to say just about everything, only because of that growth hormone, which is kind of crazy to say, but it's the truth. If that growth hormone is really going to affect whatever's damaged, whatever needs help, that's where it's going to go.
And remember, this is one of the factors that block our ability to heal. I mean, you've got to have, hormones in your body to be able to heal. So this is really impactful in what it's doing.
Yes. I would probably say that one of the bigger things the people that have used it have noticed is their energy levels.
Really?
Which is through the roof. More so because
sleeping, even like sleeping at night. Does it help with that?
Absolutely. So it creates a chemical balance really in the body, which translates to better sleep. Plus, add the fatigue to it, right? You feel a little tired, kind of ready for bed. That's kind of that crash that I was describing. It really helps with that. And as as that crash kind of wears off, it translates over to energy, which is really, really nice, clean, efficient, you know.
So cool.
Yeah,
So awesome.
and the physical activity portion of it is really helping the brain. It's also about brain. The lactic acid that's releasing, that it's causing to release, is absolutely feeding the brain, which is awesome.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
here's another question. When turning on the machine, how long does it take to be ready to use?
Oh, that's great. So the machine, the setup itself takes about 5 minutes as far as getting the wraps around the legs, getting the wraps around the arms, putting the heart rate monitor on, turning on the machine, and all that. Really quick. The machine does have to pressurize. So all of that, probably about 5 minutes. The workout itself is about 21 minutes.
Cool.
Approximately after about 9 minutes, the pituitary gland kicks in, which is great. After that, it's a series of sprints along with resting periods, and then the cooling process. The cooling bed is about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. We usually suggest, as long as the patient isn't getting cold or chilly or getting shivers, they can stay on there. As soon as that kind of starts to get too cold for them, we try to take them off. We don't want you getting cold. So anywhere from like 25 to 35 minutes, give or take.
It's the whole therapy, which is so cool.
The whole therapy, correct.
And this is asking, is that the Live O2 system in the background?
Correct. Yes. So the big white bag that you see in the back, that's actually what's holding the oxygen. And the little gray box you see next to it is the concentrator that's filling the bag. And I know it's kind of tough to tell, but there's kind of like a gray hose running up it. That's actually the mask. So we hook you up to a face mask while you're doing all this. It's essentially a machine for athletes, which is very cool and can be used by practically anybody. So
cool. Do you sell the machine? And if so, what is the cost?
Excellent question, Michelle. We do not sell the machine. We do have the contact to the person who has it. Approximately, this machine runs anywhere from 45,000 to about like 60,000. Don't quote me on that. But
it is expensive, but it's almost cheaper. Come to the Tennant Institute. Get on a flight.
Exactly. Yes, you can get that done here. This one is customized, you know. So even if there was another one like it, this one is very different to everything else, just because we have personally customized it here in the office.
And then you get that cooling bed after with the customized, you know, meridians, you know, and having those therapy sessions with the transducers on top of it. I mean, that's huge. You know, really beneficial. So my suggestion is come to the Tennant Institute. You can book that appointment too, and we'll put it in the comments below, at scheduling@thetennantinstitute.com, or call them. I know Oscar and the others there will take care of you for sure. So we're grateful. This is awesome, Oscar. Thank you so much for sharing this today. We appreciate it. Any last words you want to share with our viewers at home?
No. You know, thank you for being on here. Feel free to give us a call. Again, we have that buy 3 get 1 free.
Awesome.
So that really lets you kind of try it out, give you a feel for what this is going to feel like. And then you can make a decision based on that. And you know, hopefully it's more like our patient that you see in that video, because she is a big fan of this machine.
So good. I can't wait for y'all to see that testimonial that's in the comments below. Check that out, because she's had some great success and her journey with healing too with this. So